Good morning. Right, well, so this video, thought I'd do a little reselling update actually after, God, no one wants to see my decolletage. After the last video being a bit of a life update meltdown, I thought, well, I'm generally in a bit of a meltdown at the moment anyway. I'm losing my shiz on the regular with, not like actually in person or, but like, right, this is about reselling, but there's a lot going on obviously with house buying, selling, divorce. And it's causing me a little bit of stress. Let's just leave it at that for this. Right, this is where I am with reselling at the moment. So if you usually, after that kind of information from me, this one's for you. And for the people that are enjoying the meltdowns, I'll sort something out shortly, no doubt. So I don't know about the lights here. I'm sat in front of is that going to be too awkward? I'm sat in front of the Maud, actually wolfed the lawn yesterday, which was fabulous. I think she quite enjoys it actually. And I feel really good that I feel like she's empowered to do a proper job. Sorry, this is about reselling. Let's get back to it. So, oh God, the fucking light. I want to be sat next to the windows because it's actually sunny, so let's enjoy it. Oh well, podcast time if I'm too bright. Yes. So, still got shelved. Depop and Vestiaire are still shelved for now. You never know. I might need to go back to them at some point. You never know. So, but I know how to do them. Oh, sorry, the light. And same as Etsy actually, also shelved. I can't imagine me going back to Etsy, but you never know. Sorry, the light. You never know. Never say never. So that leaves eBay. I have 4 items on there at the moment. Yeah. I closed the shop long time back. I got so weed off with, there's so many scammers on eBay. I know that a lot of people make good money on eBay, but for me, it drove me away. The scammers drove me away. The lack of seller protection from eBay drove me away. And it was like little by little, I was moving stuff to other platforms, trying other platforms. And, sometimes I've done what has been great for is clearing some of the stuff that's asked from around the house. That's been really useful because it's been quite random stuff like, I don't think I ever did my post on Insta of stuff. Or did I? I might have done actually. Of random stuff we've sold from around the house, like a guillotine and I can't remember, so much stuff. That's been quite useful because it is a big marketplace. There's no doubt about that. But the scammers, you can see it a mile off. And I can detect them on other platforms as well. But the rate of scamming plus not scamming, but just a high rate of returns on eBay. My mental health doesn't have the capacity for it. So if I can I don't care if I make less a month, but I feel better up here doing what I do and just dealing with nicer people. And that's no generalization, but it's the ones, the absolute trogs that can ruin 100 nice people, feedbacks, dealings on there. You know how it is. One person can spoil the whole thing. It spoil your whole day, even though you shouldn't let it, but it does. So, yeah, eBay's pretty much non-existent. And so that leaves, Vera, the platform we should not name, is still my best friend, my best bud. I've actually got a return coming now, very rarely get a return. But it's on its way, but it's a toast top, and she didn't like the way it sat on her. And I was like, oh, sure. If it's not suitable for you, just send it back. And she said, I know I'll have to pay the postage. She said, yeah, just send it back. And she said, I don't know how to do it. And I said, I think, you press a button saying so that the money doesn't come through. And she just confirms it's coming back well. It's just not a bother. I know it'll come back fine. I haven't even had to pay the postage, and it'll go back on. It's just, and she's fine about it. It's not, no one's trying to diddle me or be unpleasant. Fine. So, yeah, Vera's still my best bud for as long as she's happy with that. And yes, the other point is I have on there now about 60 odd listings. Can we get some light? 60 odd listings. So with my new F off, stupid light. With my new strategy, which is, well, not that new, but my strategy of buying 10 items a week that have a minimum £20 profit, that's working for me because, ideally, and we'll see how it goes when it's just me and the girls living out and what costs are like, but ideally, £1,000 a month coming in will be fine from reselling. So that seems a bit under, but it's a minimum of 20, and some stuff's going to be under 20. But if I pick something up and I'm thinking, is there 20 in this? Then there might be more, and sometimes there's less. Sometimes I only get a tenner outlet profit. But A, it's evening out, and also because I've thought, by checking solds, comparables, there's the possibility of getting that. It means I can reduce and still get some money out quickly. I'm not ending up with it not being worthwhile even having listed. So that is working. It was a funny old thing looking at stuff, leaving stuff behind that I would normally pick up with a smaller profit. But as part of, so we do have an offering on a new flat, and it is slightly bigger, and it has some storage. However, I'm not going to have like a garage available, or the amount of storage I've got here. So I still want to keep things fairly minimalist on the reselling front in terms of I don't want to be storing a lot of stuff. Ideally, obviously, we don't want to be storing stuff. We just want it turning over quickly, and then that'll bring me nicely in a minute to my latest platform. So yeah, that's definitely working. So yeah, 60 odd things on Vera. I have got now everything in. I think everything currently listed is in 1, 2, 4, 6, 8 Drona box Kallax. Let me turn you on. Like that red and black one, but it's not that one, it's another one. It's all my currently listed, and there's one box with some stuff like Wentworth and that in it that I haven't done yet. Is that about it? Oh no, there's also, I've got in that can you see that? In those red drawers is my jewellery. Is it just jewellery in there? I think so. Yes. So I still have jewellery stocks. So we're pretty much Kallax in those red drawers, I'm thinking. Oh, you can see a couple of cup mugs up there that are listed. That's it. That is it. I don't think there's anything hidden anywhere. I used to have so much stored. The garage was full as well. And also, of course, finding stuff. I don't lose stuff. And very rare do I lose stuff, but occasionally. And now, not. I used to have blanket boxes full. They've gone. And yeah, I'm pulling in my turnover. My profit is on a par with when I had loads and loads of stuff. So for me, no brainer. It's working for me. Okay, so the new kid on the block, Poshmark. So for me, I love it. Oh, it's getting a bit hot. I love it because it's like, I love the social aspect of it. I love that you can, so, you go into a show and it's like going onto a tube live. There's all the familiar names and faces and you say hello to each other and whatnot. And because you get to know people, because you're buying from somebody live, you kind of, there's new people that I'm getting to know slowly, through that, because they're live. You're not just buying from somebody faceless. So there's, and it's entertaining. A lot of us have said, my God, I don't even watch telly anymore because you're like, oh, so-and-so's going live, so I want to watch them instead. It's a bit like cross between watching Tube and watching a selling channel and catching up with people because it's in real time. You can chat in the chat. Yeah, I think it has the potential to be massive. I know it's massive in the US. So however, it's kind of putting your faith in it at the moment. It's been amazing I wanted to I would decrease my stock levels. I want to be stocking stuff. The stuff that's £10 or less profit, I don't want to be stocking. So if clearing stock, actually, a lot of stuff also would have more than that, I'm sure. But for clearing stock that I didn't want to carry on with, it's been incredible. So, personally, it's like lost leaders because I paid my margins on stuff that I paid for. I'm not getting back. However, it's a bit like going to a boot when you actually, I'll just take some of the money back. I'm good with that because I'm moving on to something else. So, and some people have got some bargains. That's great. I've got some bargains from other people as well. But also it's done me a favour because it's sorted out my stock. And I've really enjoyed it. And some days when I've been so stressed with moving and that, I've said, I'm pushing away my stress again. I'm not good at scheduling a show because a bit like when I upload a tube video, I'm like, how can I schedule something for the same time every week? I don't know how I'll feel that day. I might not be in the mood. I might be, stressed to the eyeballs and not be able to talk to people. So for me, it's more of like wake up in the morning like, yeah, I think I'll do a posh show tonight or this afternoon or whatever. So it's awkward for people to be able to keep up with that, but at least you get me in a relatively positive mood generally. So the other thing, so Posh. So lots of things, and there's obviously mixed comments about it, and people aren't wrong. It's still, it's just starting. It's still, I'd say, the majority resellers on there who are buying stock or sometimes buying something for themselves. So or people that just offer a bargain. That's absolutely, cool with everybody. Long term, as it is now, it's not sustainable as a profit-making platform for me as a reseller. If you can get, so Lola on there has got a Genius show on a Thursday. She's alternating it with Pete, the Rag House drop, and it's genius and I'm like, fair play, that's such a good idea. So she buys stuff down at Rag House by weight, and she literally picks up and says, do you want me to run this? It's low starts, and people say whether they want it run or not. People are getting a bargain, and because of the amount they're paying for the stock, that is profitable. I did a show where I did £10 starts, and I thought, let's try it. And I thought, people aren't quite ready for £10 starts. I made some sales, but people aren't ready. I think it's like we're looking who we want to be joining the platform, as well as us guys, the resellers, are the end users, the sort of people that will be buying our stuff on the other platforms. Otherwise, as a business, it's not, well, it's certainly not viable for me yet. Yeah. So the last show I did, it was probably profitable, but only in a kind of pocket money kind of way, not a proper income kind of way. And it, because of two things, some of the bits I'd managed to pick up as a bargain, although obviously because I could have still sold them for more elsewhere, but then I would have had to have waited for the right buyer to come along. That's the thing with shows as well. It's so quick, and then you've got 20, 30 parcels going out the next day. It's not taking up room, which really helps me. I haven't had the stock long enough, and in fact I think I had 20 items, and something like 18 items had never been listed anywhere. So that's kind of good because they haven't been anywhere before, I think, if you're buying as a reseller. So yeah, I got some of the bits at a bargain, so that worked. And why is the other reason it worked? Oh, I didn't do all £5 starts. I did a few £5 starts. I did some 7s, some 9s. I did a 15 on a Goodrin dress, and I thought people will balk at this, but they didn't. I mean, it wasn't, what did it go for? I don't think it was profitable for me, or it was by like about £2. So, but I'm kind of testing things as well. And it was a decent size. It was a nice dress. And I want to be able to bring some decent stuff into a show. So yes, so I guess we're now kind of hoping that Poshmark's going to start their, there's got to be an advertising campaign in the works, and resellers on there, we're kind of hoping that's coming soon. And at the moment, it's like keeping the faith and doing lots of loss leaders to, I guess, establish yourself. Well, it is for me anyway. And it will work for me as a person with my model so well if it can become viable that, I mean, I'm not leaving Vera, she's my best bud, but I'm embracing it. I would, if it can become viable, I will be Poshmark queen. No, I won't Poshmark now. That's right. No, there are others that are always already the queen. I might be a little corgi at the bottom. But I'm saying it's a breath of fresh air in a lot of ways compared to the platforms we've already had. I'm not being sponsored by Poshmark, by the way. This is just how I feel. Yeah. So at the moment, yeah, it's keeping the faith, and I'm enjoying it. So yeah, so that's where I am. Things are working. The strategy is working. I'm going to treat Posh as like another social platform, another social media platform, and maybe if I get some pocket money from it, then that's a nice little cherry on top. That's the way I need to see it at the moment, so that I can keep on, but until hopefully it takes off in a big way. So I hope that's of interest to some of you. Let me know down below, how's your reselling going? How you find, if you're on Posh, how you finding it as watching the shows and what have you? Please do let me know. And bye-bye, don't die.